If you're new here, 2.5 months ago we bought this abandoned sailboat. I mean, she doesn't look abandoned right now, but when we bought her, she was on the hard for
over 22 years.
Yeah, that's a long time. She looked terrible on the outside, but she's much better than it seems. And right now we are on the mission of refitting and bringing her back to life so we can put her back on water and we can live inside.
Yeah.
That's gonna be really cool.
I'm Roberta.
And I'm Duca.
And for the past year, we have been building our own tiny shipping container house, so we can travel around knowing that we will always have this little place that we can call home.
But guess what? We just found our dream project before we expected, this abandoned sailboat. So we're gonna stop building the house for a couple months to bring our boat back to life. And then we're gonna go back and finish the house. Wait. Is this the same boat as last week's video?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah. This week is gonna be a little bit different. We are gonna shoot a raw update video. We are gonna shoot a video without cut, without editing. We are gonna show you how the boat actually looks like after 2.5 months of refit. Because of course the videos you watch, there is always a delay because it takes time to edit the videos, to finish the tasks.
Not always, actually.
Yeah, but a lot of things happen in between last week's video and this video. But it's good for you guys to know how the boat actually looks.
It's hard to shoot because they are sending the boat for 2 months.
Yeah.
So we need to record some videos separately.
Yeah.
Separate.
Yeah, see, no cut means that.
I'm sick today, so it's really hard for me to speak.
Yeah. So let's call some help then.
Yeah.
We brought someone to help her to speak today because she cannot speak, so we have a friend over here.
Guys. Yes, my name is João.
Yeah, if you are...
I challenge you to pronounce João.
Yeah.
João.
Some people say that we speak bad English. So she was like, yeah, if we speak bad English, I want to see who doesn't speak Portuguese saying his name, João.
João. It's really hard.
Just
actually.
try. Yeah, if you can say, just send us the video through email, oddlifecrafting@gmail.com. We would love to hear someone saying João if you don't speak Portuguese. If you speak Portuguese, that's not fun.
From Brazil, because Portuguese from Portugal is different, the pronounce.
Yeah, basically João is a really good friend of ours, and you guys heard about him yet, you saw him yet if you watch our videos. He's the one that introduced us to this boat. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And today he's gonna do the tour with us, and he is representing all our patrons. He's one of our patrons, so he's gonna ask us questions that he thinks that all the patrons and all other people want to know. And
That's perfect. Let's go.
So basically this is a Dnieper, that's the name of the boatyard that built this boat. It's a Dnieper Tropic 1200. That's the model of the boat.
It's a galvanized steel hull.
Yeah, some people think that's not a steel hull, but it is a steel hull.
How many feet, Luca?
How many feet? This boat is 44 feet. Some people say 42, some people say 44.
What do you think about it?
On the document says 13.5 meters.
So
In my count, that's 44 and something.
Perfect. Okay.
So this is a lifting center board. That means that there is no keel. That's just a center board. For who doesn't know, the difference in between a center board and a keel is that a keel has weight, has lead or something to have weight. This is basically just so the boat can sail upwind.
So, Luca, you can just go really close to the beaches and just go there and find some very hidden places.
Yeah, basically if we lift the center board up, the draft of the boat is 1.1 meters. But when you put the center board down, the draft is 2.7 meters. It's a really high draft if we put down. And that means also that we need to have a lifting rudder, not just the... Yeah. So we don't need to explain 100% about the rudder. That was last week's episode. We explained everything about the rudder. The rudder also needs to be a lifting rudder, otherwise when you lift the center board you can hit the rudder, and that's right there because we are giving maintenance to the rudder. I don't know if you can see.
They can watch the video from the last week.
Yeah, so we don't get too long. If you didn't watch that video, we can put the link somewhere here and you can watch everything about the rudder.
Yeah.
And now let's go upstairs.
How about the painting?
The painting, yeah. This, you can guess if this is the final color or not. We're not gonna tell you, of course. This is something that
They have already told me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he's here, he knows, but We are gonna paint the final color of the boat probably in 2 weeks from now.
It was supposed to be this week, but this week it's supposed to be raining, and the humidity of the air is really bad for the painting. So
Yeah, the reality of refitting a sailboat and painting a whole entire outside of the boat is that we rely on the weather a lot. And this past week rained all week long, and we couldn't do anything for one entire week. And that's why we are
next
delayed.
week's gonna be the same.
Yeah, let's go up and let's check upstairs how it looks. Oh, that's gonna be a little bit of work. We covered the boat because it was raining yesterday. So let's see. It's like a hurricane protection. Not really. We don't have hurricane here. I mean, we had one hurricane in history, but
Not here.
you can update them on how the hatches are going.
They are not. We actually had
Oh, there's tape around. Be careful. Yeah.
we had way more work with the hatches than we have planned, and
Take off carefully because it might be glued.
it is.
Yes.
Yeah, a problem
Just took a
here.
little bit of.
Yeah, we can send it in.
So the hatches are being
Yeah,
painted now.
Yeah, the problem is that we just painted that yesterday and it was raining. We needed it to cover, so it's sometimes happen what wasn't supposed to happen.
It was very windy.
Yeah,
as
the
well.
rain was not-
Yes, the wind was very strong yesterday, and so we just was like very worried about like how to protect everything.
Yeah.
So open then.
Yeah, but the forecast said the rain was gonna be Monday and not Saturday, so that's why we painted, and then we just need to sand and paint again. Fine.
Can you tell us a little bit about the history behind the hatches?
The hatches. You know, the problem about fixing a old boat or anything that's old is that, how do I say that? In Brazil, we have a say that is, Jaque is a name, right? So Jaque means the same, at the same time is a name of a person, but means
As we
is the translation for as we. So basically we are like, so yeah, let's change the acrylic of the hatches. And then you say Jaque, that means as we are gonna change the acrylic, why not change the seal? Oh, as we are gonna change the seal, why not sandblast the hatches that are not that good? So if you're gonna sandblast, why not anodize? And if you're gonna, and so it's as we, and things start growing a lot. And the hatches, we've been working on it for like a month. And now, hopefully, they're gonna be painted this week. And then we can install that new acrylic that we bought already. So we have the acrylic already, but we just need to wait until they paint the hatches. So the hatches are like as we are gonna do this, we do that, and as we are gonna do that, we do that.
So it's about time to go inside
Yeah, but like almost.
with no lights on. There is another problem. That is, you are doing a lot of noise. There is another problem that is, we thought we have lights on, but as we don't have the inverter, the lights are working
Yeah,
on
you
the
can go down and I'm
batteries.
gonna turn on the lights. Yeah,
Oh,
but
we have 9 minutes already.
9 minutes already?
Yeah,
Oh,
9 minutes.
Okay.
Sometimes you need to do what you need to do, right? So just show around the cockpit while I turn on the lights. Wrong, present the cockpit.
Yes. The cockpit here is open, so just be careful if you come here, because all the motor is under this protection here.
Yeah.
So it's all dust and well, but just be careful, like when you enter the yacht. And
So this is our new door. It's a MDF
okay,
door.
Yes, it's perfect. Yeah, it's perfect for now.
And now we need to step
I'll turn on the
here,
light first.
and here. There. Be careful not to slip here.
Where is the light bulb?
It's not that.
Shut him.
So
Yeah, the boat actually seems like more of a mess than when we bought the boat.
it is actually.
Yeah, but good news. I don't know if you watched, I don't know, 2 weeks ago's episode, we had no ceiling panels and the ceiling panels are back. So the boat's getting back on shape. In shape.
That's really good.
Yeah, so let's see. What have we done to the boat yet?
Do I
Electricity.
want to start from the
Let's do in, yeah.
I forgot
Someone's
the name.
smart, yeah. The boat.
from the bow to the aft? I'm learning actually.
So, as you can tell, the boat is a mess right now, but in a really good shape. It's a really good mess. It's just some stuff that we are.
So what we need to do to this part of the boat, we need to install the hatches. We need to repair the woods. We need to install the LED lights. And that's it.
This actually is the only hatch that we are gonna keep the old wood, because this looks bad, but it's just sanding
Superficial.
and varnishing. All the other hatches we need to fabricate the entire wooden frame around, because they had a lot of leaks on the hatches after 22 years. Leaks is of course the problem. And then we decide to take them off and to build new ones. The rest here,
Yeah.
here's pretty good.
The only thing we need to fix here as well is the
valve. The valve.
here.
Yeah.
So this valve here
Yeah,
is the
that's
only
down
thing
there,
that we
yeah.
need to.
Which
And
one?
the pipes.
That's the toilet.
Toilet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
The toilet,
Yeah, that's a
that's
good
here.
explanation. No.
In bad shape.
Yeah. Here's
What's
a wet.
the good explanation?
Just 1 second, I'll explain later. But here is a wet closet. So here you put the weather jackets, and the water goes inside there, and then you pump it out. So that's basically the bathroom to take showers, and that's the wet bathroom. We have, they call heads.
Head.
Yeah, that's the head, the main like wet head, so you can take showers. The back one, we are only gonna use the toilet.
What we need to do in this place? Change the for LED lights. Install the hatches.
The hatches, the
Fix
frame,
the wood.
the wooden frame, yeah.
And the valves and pipes.
And the valve and pipe. And we want to install a electric bilge pump,
And
because this
also,
is just manual.
and also the toilet.
Yeah, an electric toilet, yeah, because this boat is meant to be simple, so things don't break, so everything is manual. But we believe that when you take a shower, it's gonna be easier to have an electric pump. Otherwise, you're gonna get sweaty after the shower.
Let's
I mean,
move on.
we'll see.
Moving on,
We explain it. This is the first toilet number 1. There is another toilet.
there's another toilet.
There's another
Bigger
toilet.
one. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
actually smaller, I think.
Smaller one?
There's a
And
valve.
smaller at the same time.
There's another valve here inside that's really hard to take off.
Yeah.
Duca was trying to take this off yesterday, but it was really hard.
Yeah, by the way,
Uh,
all the valves, that's a good thing about this boat. As this is a metal boat, all the water entry of the boat are higher than the water level. So the water line is below these valves. So every single valve you can change when the boat is actually in the water, because it won't come water inside of the boat. That's really good.
On the water because it's not a submarine.
On the boat. Yeah, that's perfect. He's teaching me English. One day I'll learn English. I'm just getting there. But, you know,
It's always important to be...
the most important thing is to communicate. If we can communicate, it's fine. I mean, it's not...
So what do we need to do on the saloon?
The saloon, we need to install all the port lights. That's gonna be a lot of work. We took every single... So in this boat we have 12 hatches and 8 port lights. And we need to install all these again. And that's gonna be a lot of work.
After the painting, right?
Yeah, we are waiting for the painting so we can do the rest. And we still need to install the gas for the oven and
Yeah.
stuff.
It's
Gas.
so
Working, do you know that?
we still didn't try this, but we hope it's
Yeah.
working.
The fridge is working.
And the valves are here, so we need to change all
Yeah,
this.
that's old valve. We need to change for a new one.
Sure.
We need to buy
And the
this.
fridge is right there. It's working.
The fridge. It's a very nice one.
And the freezer.
And there's a freezer
there's
here.
a freezer inside.
Yeah. We need to clean it up and we need to install.
It's working. The engine is working, but we don't know if it's working. If it's getting cold.
Batteries are installed. We have a video about that.
Yeah.
We have a video if you want to watch about the electric system, what works and what doesn't work, and how many batteries we have. We can watch here. We have pretty much 150 amp hours for the engine battery, and for service battery we have 630 amp hours.
Moving on.
Moving on. Here's the nav station. It's actually
Here's where you're gonna stay a long time, just studying the charts and everything.
it's funny that
And
when
editing videos.
when you
And
have
editing the videos.
yeah, it's funny when you have the first boat, you always think that if I change boat one day, I want to have this and that, and then you buy a second boat, and then you think when I have a next boat, I want to have this and that. And this boat is actually our third boat. We had a 19 feet and then a 26 feet, and now we have this that's 44. And one thing that I wanted to have in the next boat was a big charter table, not for necessary for navigation, of course also for navigation, but for editing videos. This is gonna be the editing studio for our channel, because as we edit videos every week.
Duca is the one that edit all the videos.
I mean, this one is gonna be easy editing because we're not gonna edit. You need to just be patient and listen to us rambling, but sometimes that's how it is.
Yes.
Let's see, you can get the cable.
This is the second vacuum cleaner. I burned the first one,
Yeah.
putting on the wrong outlet.
Here is the mess. This is the nav, how you call, like a nav berth. That's the berth where you sleep when you are navigating. It's the best place to sleep while navigating. It's a really comfortable bed actually, but
Depends the wind, isn't it?
yeah, but
Maybe,
no, but it has support on both sides, and it's
sides.
right on the center of the boat, on the
Alright.
center of gravity of the boat. So it's better than the bow and it's better than the F. I mean,
We still need to exchange all the
Fire
fire
extinguisher.
extinguisher. It's hard to say this word in English, even more if you are sick.
it's harder than Joel. No.
I don't know.
No.
We still need to buy the life vests.
life vest. Yeah, we still have a lot of things to buy, but
How about the
happens.
engine?
Yeah, but here are all parts from the engine.
Oh,
So
we
here
have
are-
new fixed parts of the engine already.
Yeah. So the engine, we are already working on fixing the engine. We have a lot of parts off the engine because we took off to fix and to paint. And now we are gonna wait until you can see from,
No, this is the.
yeah, we cannot
this is the
uncover right now. We cannot uncover right now because we have no hatch for the engine. It's open.
Yes.
So pretty much we have a MWM 58 horsepower, 3 cylinders engine that everyone says is a really strong and reliable engine, but it's been sitting without turning on for the past, I would say, 4 or 5 years. Even though the boat was abandoned for 22 years without going back to the water, that doesn't mean that once a year the owner would come here and turn on the engine. That's what he said.
People say that when someone does that, it's not abandoned, but we consider it was abandoned because
He didn't wash the boat for 22 years. Once in the beginning of these 22 years, someone in the marina washed the outside of the boat, and he got really mad because he believed that if he's not using the boat, he needed to stay as it is, so the layer of dirt would actually protect the steel, other than keep cleaning and taking paint off and then they steel would rust. He believed that the boat needed to stay as it was, and he prepared the boat to be for a long time without being used. He has all the tanks, the water tank and the diesel tank full, so there is no water so it doesn't create rust because of air inside and oxygen. So basically we have 800
there's no condensation if
Yeah.
you keep it full.
yeah, we have like almost like 800 liters of diesel on this tank for 22 years.
Yeah.
We don't know how it is yet. We didn't open the tank yet. We will open the tank and clean and change the diesel. But
That's
the
another
future.
thing that we need to do.
Just tell me that you're not gonna use this.
The former owner actually wanted us to use this. He said we should try with this diesel because he believes it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
He treated the diesel with a kind of product that makes sure that no bacteria or no something like. But it's
better to buy another one.
Yeah,
New one.
He didn't like when he found out that we opened the engine because he said we should not open the engine, that the engine would run fine.
Just say sorry, Julio.
Sorry, Julio.
Okay.
But yeah, took a lot. The mechanical guy said
Sure.
that he needed to clean this and clean that and change this and that. So, and we had some rust on the engine, so we wanted to treat that, and that's why we opened the engine.
It's perfect.
But I'm pretty sure the engine will turn. Fingers crossed, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's move on to the left.
Here
Is our beautiful mess. That's our. How do I call it? This is the master bathroom. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, the bed goes all the way there, but right now, it's open because we are working on the quadrant.
and the rudder stays there.
Yeah, the rudder is right here, the quadrant. So the reason why we have this everything open is because we took off the rudder, and to take off the rudder, we need to take off the quadrant.
Yeah.
But the quadrant, look at the cables. Look at that. Look at the cables. It's
good.
They look really, really, really good.
Are you gonna change it, or
No.
are you gonna
No.
keep it? No.
We are gonna actually buy some Spectra, like technical cables, to
Alright.
have a backup plan. So if we break this stainless steel
During-
cable
during
during sailing,
yeah.
we have a Spectra to substitute, and we can store easily because Spectra is just like regular
It's
cable.
really good that you open this, and then you understand everything that's
Yeah.
going on the boat. That's something that's really good.
Yeah.
Actually, here in the odd, because you're just open every single part of the boat and trying to understand and trying to fix and trying to
Yeah.
to see
know.
to know what are the things that can happen during your sailing.
Yeah,
It's
even
it's really
sometimes
good.
things that we didn't need to open. Like if we tell Julio, I'm not sure if Julio is the former owner of the boat. I'm not even sure if he watched the videos or not. He might watch. If I tell him, sorry, I'm gonna tell right now, but if he watched this video, if I told him that we open up the rudder, he would say,
Don't
"You
need.
don't need." I had a nightmare 3 days ago that he found out that we opened up his rudder, and he said that he
That's
regrets
always-
to sell the boat to us because we are doing things we shouldn't do. But the thing is, right now
You're
is the
doing pretty
opportunity.
good things.
Yeah, right now is the opportunity for us to understand about the systems
That's
and to
perfect.
see how it works inside. The rudder now, I know exactly how it works and every single piece that are part of the rudder system. And now I feel much more confident on what I have. And we had a lot of rust on the shaft. So I decided if we need to do it, we need to do it now because we have time on the hard, we have time on the marina that have a lot of specialized people that
Yes.
knows how to work and how to help us.
There is one thing that we agreed with Julio, and we are not gonna touch.
Yeah.
It's this part.
Yeah, that's
It's done here.
it's the get
yeah.
this just so. Yeah, this is basically the shaft. This is a different kind of shaft. This is, as I heard, this was invented by Meta. Meta is a boatyard in France. I don't know if you guys heard about the boats called Damien 1, Damien 2. These boats were made in Meta Boatyard, and Meta Boatyard is actually the boatyard that did the drawings for this boat. This was built in Brazil, but the designers are French. Two French designers that are what's
Gilbert and Newville.
yeah, Gilbert and Nivelt are the designers of this boat, and Gilbert and Nivelt also design Meta boats. And these they call Meta system. It's like a sealed system for the shaft using oil. So pretty much you have the whole system with oil inside, and as far as you have oil on the compartment, you make sure that you have no water inside of the boat. So this is a sealed system for the shaft. And we heard of a guy that did one circumnavigation with the same boat as this one. And then he went to Europe and back. And after 20 years of sailing, he opened up the system to check and to give maintenance. And he said he didn't need to do that because it was perfect.
He should have it.
He should haven't done. So we decided we are not gonna do it. And as soon as it started leaking a little bit, and then we were gonna do. For now, it's gonna stay as it is. Julio, we are doing as you said. We are not gonna touch that.
The plan is to live inside the boat, so we are gonna check the systems frequently. So
And one more thing is that a lot of people say like this boat is how you call like condemned. This boat is not worth. If no one bought this boat in 22 years, that means that this boat is not worth anything, that this boat is gonna sink.
And then I can tell you guys that no, it's really good shape. Actually, when Duke and Roberto told me that they were going to buy this boat, I said, "Whoa, assure that 22 years maybe it's gonna be good, but actually when you are inside the boat and you see everything else, everything that's
We
pretty much
didn't know
working.
that the inside was this.
Yeah. Yes, actually, yes.
And the structure, more than the
Structure
inside,
was
is the
really good.
like the steel of the boat. Any structural part is in perfect condition.
Sorry to interrupt.
No,
that's
you know,
much, yeah.
if you touch, what's your thought about the hull? When you touch the hull,
No, the hull is
do you feel that it's still thick and that there's no
pretty
rust?
good. It's pretty much looks like that it was built like 10 years ago,
Yeah.
5-10 years ago, and there's no any part that you can tell you like, okay, this is like a fragile part that you can have some problems during navigation. No, it's
Yeah.
perfect.
He also has a boat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so the other thing is, like, people say that if no one bought in 22 years, it's not worth. But the truth is, this boat was never for sale. It wasn't for sale. If 5 years ago you ask the owner if he want to sell, he would ask you, do you see any sailing sign? Is there any sign saying that I'm selling my boat? He would get mad if people on the marina would ask if he wants to sell his boat because if they know someone that wants to buy. He's like, there is any
To
sign?
sell, he wants to say, but not to sell.
Sell, yeah. So pretty much, it's not that no one wanted to buy, it's that wasn't for sale. And we convinced him that we were gonna bring his boat that he loved so much back to life.
And they are doing this in the right way, actually.
Yeah, we're trying our
Pretty
best.
much till now. It's
Yeah,
alright. How
our,
good.
our plan was to be here on the boatyard for 3 months. We have 2 weeks. It's gonna be 3 months. I'm pretty sure we are not gonna finish in 3 months.
The thing is, we
Always.
thought we would do more things while they were painting, but it's really hard to do things while they're painting because it's hard to go in and out with people.
Yeah, and like we opened up the engine while they were painting, and then we realized that we cannot finish the engine right now. We need to wait until the paint is over
Yeah.
to have space and a clean ambient to work.
It's raining too much here,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, and the other thing is that we have an agreement to stay on the boatyard with the owners of the boatyard for 3 months. That's our
First agreement.
first agreement. We didn't talk to them yet. If you're watching this, we're gonna talk to you guys soon because we are gonna
Camila,
probably.
we are gonna talk to your mom really soon.
Yeah. So pretty much we probably might need another 2 months to finish the boat, and that's not that bad
No, actually.
for the size of the project. That's not that. Just put this like here. It's better. Yeah. So it's not. Well, how can we? Yeah, just hold that.
Hold it?
Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah. So pretty much for the size of the task, I don't believe like 5 months that bad.
No, actually, this boat here, the size of this boat, to make a refit like that,
Yeah.
probably will take like 1 year,
Yeah.
maybe 2.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're not doing 100% here. We are gonna do what we need to put back in the water and go back. We are right now 700 kilometers away from our hometown, and we are gonna take the boat to our hometown as soon as we can float the boat.
Yes.
I mean,
that's where I live. That I live.
Yeah,
and
that's
where
where-
they used to live. And then,
Yeah, he's a good friend. He came all the way 700 kilometers away to stay a day and a half with us
Okay.
for the second time already.
They need some help and some support
Yeah,
and some
yeah, he's
consultation.
he's a good
Alright.
friend. Yeah.
I think the only place we didn't show you is this.
Oh, yes, true.
This toilet.
Okay.
So we have one more bathroom here
Head.
and head. And what we need to do here is to check these valves here to change this toilet that has 30 years, I guess.
Yeah, 28
supposed
years.
to.
And the other valves also.
And we have another valves here.
So,
No, that's just the pipe. Another valves here. And I guess that's it.
yeah, we are really excited on how the boat is starting to look. We believe this is a really safe and strong boat to sail, and that's the main reason why we bought this boat, is because we always dreamed with a boat that we could feel like at home inside, that it's comfortable, but at the same time that we know that if we have bad weather, we can trust the boat.
Yes, but just one question before you finish. Like, do you when you're doing this, everything, all this mess that we are checking here, do you dream about like sailing, or do you just have time to think about like, oh, in 6 months or 1 year I'm gonna be somewhere else like Tahiti or and Caribbean? Do you have time for that?
Ask her first. Yeah, that's just a compressor.
I always think ahead. Duca always think today, so I'm pretty sure he thinks about going there one day, but I'm not sure if he'll think about it.
But how about yourself? Do you think about the future?
Of course.
Where is the future?
Around the world.
Yeah,
It's really hard for me to speak today. So.
yeah. Basically, it's hard to think ahead when you have a lot of work right now. Of course, I do think. My main dream, if I need to say one, would be to reach French Polynesia. That would be I think for anyone cruising, that must be like one of the best times when you arrive in after like 30 days at sea and you see that nice beautiful island with like rock, like you know, like high mountains and but that's a faraway dream yet. Right now we need to finish the boat, but of course I dream every day about I'm really curious to see this boat actually sailing. Not some people are like, you must be like anxious to see the boat painted. I'm not that anxious to see the boat painted, to be honest. It's gonna be really cool, of course, but I'm actually anxious to see the mast in place, and that's a big project because we right now are on a huge debate on if you're gonna fix it up the old mast or if we are gonna 100% change the whole mast and stays. Of course we're gonna change stays and turnbuckles and everything, but we are kind of deciding if we are gonna change the mast or not. Of course, financial wise it's a big discussion because it costs a lot of money. The channel is going really well, so the channel is actually helping a lot to finance the project right now. If
The
we think,
supporters as well.
yeah, of course, patrons, you guys are awesome, and this makes a huge difference. Right now, if we think ahead and everything we wanted to do to this boat, we don't have 100% of the money. We don't, but we are pretty sure that we are gonna have in time. We can do it slowly, and we'll get there where we wanna get. So
Another thing, I guess, is the grip.
that's a
really
problem.
hard, right?
Yeah, that's one problem. We are painting the boat right now, but we want to have all grip. You know, the how do you call the
No slippery
Yeah.
thing.
the no slippery paint to put on the top of the boat. A lot of people are going to comment saying that we should use kiwi grip. We would love to use kiwi grip. They don't sell in Brazil, and we try to buy over Amazon. They won't ship to Brazil as it's just paint and chemicals. They won't send to Brazil, so we have no option. We need 5 gallons of 5
grip.
cans of all grip. We just found 3, and no store in Brazil right now have all grip that we need. So we are still trying to find. That's one issue. The other issue is that we live all the way in the south of Brazil. Right now we are on the southeast of Brazil. And some companies actually want to get on board with us and help us and sponsor with some equipment and stuff. But as we are in Brazil, it's really hard, and the taxes and shipping are really expensive. So some of the deals we just need to give away and just give up because it's just hard, and we need to do ourselves because they cannot send the equipment sometimes. Right now we have 2 deals that we are working on that's going to be really good for the boat and really good for us. And soon we hope to have good news. But if you want to help somehow, I don't know, with some of the equipment, of course it's always welcome. If you're a company, if you're a BNG or if you're a Rain Marine and you want to support us, we would love your support, and it would be great because right now all the electronics are bad, basically. And that's it.
Any other question?
No, it's plenty of them.
You don't have the biggest question.
Which one is the
There
biggest
is one biggest question I thought you would make.
Which one?
Do you guys regret getting into that?
Oh, yes, but this, we thought about.
Yeah, that's the big question that a lot of
That's
people.
really good. Yeah, that's a really good question.
Because a lot of people ask that. Don't you just get away of that? Just sell as soon as possible. Just lose some money and just sell this boat and just move on. No way. Actually, yesterday a guy showed up here,
It's
and
their dreams, like it's their passion. They cannot abandon that.
yeah, he's a proof. A guy came to the marina looking for a steel boat to buy yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if we wanted to sell, I'm pretty sure he would buy the boat.
Yeah.
But we trust us. We paid a good price for the boat, even though it seems like not, because we're in Brazil and prices here are much expensive because we need a Brazilian flag in order to be in Brazil. More expensive. Yeah, I would say wrong. So pretty much, if you are in the US or in Europe, you might say we paid a high price for the boat, but for what we got, seems like an old boat, but we got a really good boat. This boat is like 28 years, but it was on the water actually for, I don't know, 5 years maybe. I don't believe more than 5 years this boat was on the water.
How about the refit? Do you think we are spending more or we are on the correct path?
I think we are spending a little bit more than we
Have planned?
planned before, but at the same time we are making more money with the videos than we planned. So compensates. The reason why we're spending more is because
The jack problem.
Yeah, the
As
jack.
we are doing this, let's do that.
Yeah, and of course it's like our dream boat is the boat that we dream to stay with this boat for years. So we are not doing just a small refit to sell the boat. We are doing
Something to
keep,
live inside,
something to live and to do and to last. We don't want to do something that's gonna last 2 years. We want to do something that's gonna last at least 10 years. Of course, we know some stuff breaks before 10 years. We are 100% sure about that. But it's life choice. Sometimes it's what you choose. Like some people say, like they love to say in the States, boat means bring one more. One more. It's just like basically they say that it's something that you just keep putting money on.
All right.
But that's life. I mean, like it's sometimes you gotta.
But actually, you put a lot of money, but you guys pretty much like you put a lot of passion inside.
Yeah.
You're like in love.
And we are living life, you know what I mean? Like
Yes, really
we are
good.
actually living in. I'm being really honest. It's just
Yes.
deeply living life, and
Yes.
there's no price for that.
Yes, it's
Just no
priceless.
price.
Yes.
It's just priceless. It's just.
Sure.
I mean, like if everything was money, we would just stay in a regular job and go back home and watch a film and then go back. It's nothing against that. Some people do that. Most people do that, and that's life, and that's good. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Some people pay for airplane tickets to go to all the places around the world, and we pay just once for our
refit.
house and for our car,
Yeah.
for our vehicle to go around the world.
Yes, your house.
And this is, I don't know, the dream is to have a house that floats and that can take you anywhere you want. And this boat actually, when it was built, was meant to go to Antarctica or to any latitude. So basically this is, the hull of this boat, the last plate of the hull has, they say, I'm not sure, I didn't measure, but they say it's half an inch thick. That means 12.5 millimeters
Really
thick.
strong.
That's like a tank. That's like it's like a really, really, really strong boat.
Yeah.
And the welds of this boat, they're beautiful. Seriously, just the welds, just looking at the welds. We've been welding for like a year and a half.
He's in love with,
I told you guys.
the whole.
Yeah,
You're
no.
in love with the boat.
No, seriously, it's hard to get an old boat that's
No,
28
it's really
years
good, actually. Yeah.
and not finding rust on the welds.
Sure,
The
that's
welds
right.
are the most fragile place for rust. And we didn't find any rust on the welds. No weld rust. And that's just amazing.
That's true. That's true. Look, but when we were like doing something else yesterday, and we just checked everything, and it was very clean and very
But I think
beautiful shape.
Yeah, this video is already 38 minutes long. It says that.
I think it's good for today, right?
Sorry for the really, really, really long video, but it's nice to talk sometimes about what we're doing.
If you are still here with us,
Yeah. I think you should subscribe to the channel if you're still here. I mean, like, if you're not already, but if you are for 38 minutes, that means that you like the video. Yeah, but
I think that's it.
don't worry, you don't need to subscribe if you don't want. It's just if you like it. But if you don't know, we post a video every Monday, 10 o'clock in the morning, Brazilian time. I don't know if you know what's Brazilian time, but Brazilian time, 10 o'clock in the morning. And we are on this mission of refitting this boat. And also, before that, we were building a tiny shipping container house back in our hometown. That was a different story. We were building only the two of us, 100%. We didn't hire anyone. We just built all ourselves, and we didn't finish the house. We were almost finishing the house, and the plan was to buy a boat after the house was done. But we found the dream boat before the house was done, so we stopped building the house.
That's perfect.
We're gonna go back to
we
that
are gonna-
later. Yeah, the plan is to finish the boat, put in the water, sail back to our hometown, finish the house, go back to the boat, travel, and have a home base to come back sometimes.
These are plans. Plans can change every day.
Yes, every day. Don't trust them.
Yeah. Yesterday we came to the boat telling him that we were gonna give maintenance to the winches.
Yes.
We didn't do that
We're
at all.
gonna do this, and this, and then when we got here, we just
We did that and that and that and that. Yeah, we change every day, but it's just organic living. We just live day by day. We get here, and we feel
that's
like
how they are, you know. That's what my friend said.
yeah, I mean, it's hard because we do that 7 days a week, seriously, for the past almost 2 years. That's all we do.
That's true.
We work on what are doing, we work on the project, and we edit videos every day of the week.
Today's Sunday.
Today's Sunday, yeah. So basically, it's the feeling of when you get here, you feel like, no, actually, this is more important, and you change. Of course, some people are going to say you're wrong, you're never going to get anywhere if you don't have a plane and you stick to the plane. But that's true when you have, like, you know, I work 3 days a week and I have 4 months to do that. If we are late, we're going to find a way of doing it.
That's perfect.
We're
That's-
gonna do this.
We're going to do. Yeah, I pretty much believe that we're going to finish the boat. Do you believe?
It's almost
I do
finished.
believe, yes. I do believe you're gonna
Yeah,
finish.
one day you're gonna watch a video of us, plus his girlfriend, almost wife. He's gonna get married next month, or 2 months from now.
Yeah.
Next month.
Yeah, we're gonna be in his wedding. So we are gonna be all four in French Polynesia one day. That's the
Hopefully,
dream.
Yes.
Yeah, and then all the work is gonna be worth.
Yeah.
Because of course it's a lot of work, but it's actually a lot of fun.
Sure.
And yeah, we're not lying. We have fun doing this. We enjoy doing this. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing that for so long. And
That's
for a
true,
long
that's
time,
true, yeah.
we didn't make $1 out of what we were doing for a long time. Right now, we do make a lot of some money. We do make some money to help with the refit with the videos. But for the first year and something, was just free working, a lot of working, but a lot of fun
Labor
working. Yeah, my dad say we are slaves because we just work and we just don't get paid. We have no salaries. But I mean, like,
And we work from Monday to Monday.
yeah, the truth is, when I had a regular job, I didn't work as hard as I do right now.
And
So
we weren't happier.
yeah, yeah. But for today, that's it. We have just one more thing we need to do before we quit. Of course, we need to thank our new patrons and welcome aboard our really nice and friendly new patrons.
Okay.
So who starts today?
And we need to get the names.
Okay.
We're gonna
need to make one cut on the video.
Yeah, we're gonna have one cut. By the way, just so you know, this kind of videos, raw videos, no, not edited, with just raw updates, because the regular videos, Monday videos, they always have a delay because we need to edit them, we need to finish what we're doing. But usually on the past months, we've been doing a weekly update videos, raw update videos for our patrons. So usually like Monday, Tuesday, we upload a raw update video for our patrons, showing how the boat actually looks right there. So they know the boat is being great for the past, I don't know, 2-3 weeks already. Because
And they
the
know
boat,
the final color already.
and they saw the test of the final color, because they are our supporters and they deserve to have a little, how you call
Oh.
it? Spoiler, yeah.
That's
They have all the
Perk.
spoilers, yeah, perk. So basically, if you like this kind of raw update videos, talking, not 43 minutes, it's right now 43 minutes.
No, usually 10 minutes.
10 minutes, 7 minutes, 8, 10, 15 minutes sometimes. But if you like that, and if you want to be a supporter, we really, really appreciate, and we are doing our best to show you how much we really appreciate the sport. We are going to be grateful forever, for sure, because once we are traveling with the boat, we are always going to know that you guys are the ones that made this possible. Everyone that watched the videos, everyone that shared the videos, and that's what made possible this whole story.
Perfect. And meet some friends all over
And in the
world.
future, patrons for sure are gonna be invited on board. That's for real.
That's a
Once we're in French Polynesia, some of the patrons we hope to have them on
That's
board.
why the boat's this big.
Yeah, that's the truth. Because if the boat was just for 2 people, didn't need to be 44 foot. We could have like a 30 foot, 35 foot. But as we want to have patrons on board, of course, you're gonna be on board for
Okay,
7 times. Yeah. Yeah. But for now, let's thank our patrons. Thanks so much, David,
Guntram,
Liam,
Carlo,
Faisal,
Paul,
Armo,
John,
Bob, and Gina,
Palhot,
Henning,
Daryl,
James,
Paul,
Rob,
Steven,
Pamela.
Andrew.
and we also want to thank Carlos that made a donation through PayPal to us. So I guess we'll see you guys next week.
And another time that I have a break from work.
Yeah, he's gonna be back sometime soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. See you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.